Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am walking down this little hill, so just bear with me as I start this video, because today what I have for you is something that, would you expect it? I don't believe in anything they say anymore. First they want to support, then they say no more support to Ukraine. So what is the latest? Well, let me recap a little bit here. You remember last Saturday when Duda, our president, Polish president, was in Ukraine celebrating the 33rd anniversary of Ukraine's independence. I don't know, independence really, because BlackRock is pretty much there and other corporations, but hey, you remember when he was there and he was saying that we will support Ukraine and we will continue to support Ukraine? So is this kind of bipolar behavior, or is this something different? Because the latest news, and this is from yesterday, that was on Wednesday, from Interia Wydarzenia, Polish portal, Poland is no longer going to support Ukraine with military equipment, looks like. So let me read you this article. The title of this article is Zelensky complained about help from Poland. Deputy Prime Minister responds. Before I continue, the Deputy Prime Minister is Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz, who is a professional doctor and who is Polish tiger, kind of like Winnie the Pooh tiger, not like, real tiger. And he has his backpack ready, fully packed, in case when the bleep will hit the fan and, he has to escape. So, this one, the Deputy Prime Minister responds to those complaints from Zelensky about Poland. Someone's aggravated too. I know that Ukraine needs many types of weapons, he says, but our partners from Ukraine must also understand that the Polish state must maintain its capabilities. Another one aggravated in a different direction. Sorry for the noise. So that's what Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz said. This is a response to Volodymyr Zelensky's words that Ukrainian leaders said. For example, what Zelensky said on Tuesday, the attention of the Polish side has weakened a little. Oh, this is usually what narcissist says when their victim is no longer participating in their abusive experience. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know, you know what I mean. So the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Defense was asked by Polish Associated Press, I think that's what it is, if I have this correctly, or Polish Agency Press, I'm not sure, to comment on Zelensky's words that Poland's support has kind of weakened a little. And our Polish Winnie the Pooh tiger doctor says that he admits that on the one hand he understands the Ukrainians because they are in a difficult situation. On the other hand, he said that Warsaw sent what it could to Kiev. Like they already sent whatever they could send. Quoting now the Minister of National Defense of Poland, the Polish government, both our government and the government of our predecessors, so Law and Justice, so the previous Minister of National Defense, Błaszczak, you remember that one, a mysterious rocket disaster in the middle of the forest, and also the balloon from Belarus that was never found, but for sure was from Belarus, that one. So this government and the previous government has donated multi-billion equipment to Ukraine. This is all we are able to convey, he said. Władysław Kosiniak-Kamysz emphasized that due to his function, he cares about the security of Poland. Oh, how nice all of a sudden, yeah? Oh, but who is the danger? Are we in danger? What happened to Wagner Group? It was a danger about, a year ago. You remember Wagner Group? So, quoting still the same person. All decisions we make in this matter are made through the prism of the security of Polish state, he noted. The Deputy Prime Minister continued, I know that Ukraine needs many types of weapons, but our partners from Ukraine must also understand that the Polish state must maintain its capabilities. End of quote. When asked about Poland's shooting down of Russian missiles and drones over western Ukraine, he noted that the decision on this matter is made each time by NATO. Now, quoting him again, I did not see any supporters in NATO to make this decision. You know what this relates to? This is to that fantastic agreement between Poland and Ukraine that the Donald Tusk, our Prime Minister, new/old Prime Minister, signed with Zelensky, that we could even shoot those Russian missiles, and drones and whatever. Well, it looks like we will not. Maybe someone is, I don't know if they are really coming to their senses. To be honest, I don't believe it. I think there is a different plan, but on Tuesday, Volodymyr Zelensky took part in the forum Ukraine 2024 Independence, which took place in Kiev. The president, well, they still call him that, spoke, for example, about the first successful test of Ukrainian-made ballistic missiles as well as a way to end the war with Russia. The leader also mentioned Poland. So just few days after Dudu went to celebrate that anniversary, this is what Zelensky says. After all the hugging and kisses and, the words were said in the context of the aid provided specifically the support of the Air Force with multi-role combat aircraft. Now Zelensky is talking. Today, the attention of the Polish side when it comes to our defense capabilities has weakened a bit, Zelensky said. I mean, still him, Poland probably gave us what it could. However, there are some things, military equipment, that have remained in Poland. We need your MIGS, mix. We need your mix, very much. Your planes, he stressed. We need your mix, we need your planes, he stressed. Polish president has claimed to have given Ukraine over 100 weapons since war began. The Polish military aid includes tanks, jets, armed personnel carriers and howitzers. Duda said the total amount of aid to Ukraine amounts to almost $26 billion, to be precise, 25.9. But that doesn't stop Duda from saying we will continue to support Ukraine, right? So are they like bipolar guys, or are they on some kind of medication or MK Ultra, or what is this? Yes, we need your mix, we need your planes. Let me see. And one more country, the same story. Meanwhile, Finland ruled out sending high-precision long-range weapons to Ukraine. Finland's President Alexander Stubb, I think that's how you say his name, expressed concerns about Ukraine's proximity to warning nation Russia. Russia is a warning nation. As a neighboring country, Stubb stated in an interview that such weapons are not needed at this moment. This interview is from Finnish broadcaster YLE, Ile, I think you say. Quoting the president of Finland, one must remember that Finland is at the front line. The 1,340 kilometers border between NATO and Russia means that we have our role in this defense war. And our goal for us is to make sure that our territory could not be attacked from the Russian side, directly answering the question. That's what was his response. Yes, the Ukrainian armed forces can use Western weapons to strike Russian territory. In April, Finland and Ukraine signed a 10-year security agreement. That's another one, huh? Zelensky described the agreement as a strong document and emphasized that the agreement demonstrates Finland's ongoing support for Ukraine. Moscow has repeatedly denounced Western arms shipments to Ukraine. Russian President Vladimir Putin argues that it makes West a direct participant in the war, which is of course true. So what do you think, guys? Is this attitude because they are losing? And I will be getting into this now, because now I have some words from the briefing news from my favorite lady, Maria Zakharova. So I will be giving you some numbers, how many people from Ukrainian side have been killed already, how many soldiers. Well, we know not all of them, of course, are Ukrainian, but what were the losses? So I will give you this. But do you think this change of the attitude is due to how bad the situation in Kursk region is unfolding? Or do you think that the West decided, I say the West, you know what I mean, those forces who direct those moves, they decided to put all of the energy now into Israel and that area where the conflict is? What do you think? I will be giving you a comment of the day in regards of that number of Israelis who are escaping Israel at this point. But okay, let's go to the article from TASS from August 28, that is yesterday, right? Russia will not hold any negotiations with the Kiev regime following Ukraine's terrorist attack on the Kursk region, said Russian Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Maria Zakharova, and she said this at the news briefing, quoting now my favorite lady, in June this year. One second, I have to flip the right page. In June this year, Russian President Vladimir Putin, I think we can even say in a gesture of goodwill, put forward quite realistic proposals. They were aimed at the long-term and fair settlement. However, the criminal terrorist regime of Zelensky, instead of seriously considering them, it seems to me, to put it mildly, the most generous proposal by the Russian side, carried out a bloody terrorist attack on the Kursk region and its residents. I would say that the attack was suicidal for the Zelensky regime. That's what Maria Zakharova said. Ukrainian militias and foreign mercenaries are committing atrocities, shooting civilians and volunteers, hitting civilian infrastructure, targeting journalists and endangering nuclear power facilities. Well, what kind of peace talks can there be under such conditions, and with whom can they be held? Of course, peace talks with the terrorist regime in Kiev are out of the question. That's what Zakharova emphasized, that this lawlessness is taking place with the full connivance of the West and its encouragement of terrorist activities by the Kiev regime. Still quoting Maria Zakharova, it is clear that neither Kiev nor the United States nor its NATO minions need a settlement. They are interested, as they have already said, in causing the maximum damage to Russia. Accordingly, this delays any settlement and contributes to the escalation of the conflict. Zakharova said, and she warned that terrorism was spreading and turning into an international terrorist movement, the origins of which come from European soil. Still quoting her, yes, the fertilizers are American, but the soil is European. And these terrorist sprouts have emerged on it and are now spreading around the world. The Kiev regime is a terrorist organization which, as we now see, has already reached the African continent. So this is the end of what she said. And now let me tell you with some numbers. Ukraine's massive attack on the Kursk region began on August 6th. A federal state of emergency is in effect there, and missile alerts have been announced repeatedly. Civilians are being evacuated from border areas to safety. According to the Emergencies Ministry, there are 197 temporary accommodation centers in 28 regions of Russia. More than 11,500 people, including more than 3,500 children, are staying there at the moment. The Russian Defense Ministry says Kiev has lost more than 7,000 military personnel and 74 tanks since the beginning of hostilities in the Kursk region. The operation to wipe out the Ukrainian incursion is continuing. So that's what's going on, everyone. So do you think that's why all of a sudden Poland is making such a statement, which I don't trust in anything what they are saying. Neither I do Finnish statements, but I would like to know your thoughts, and I will end this video with a comment from someone who is a very, very loyal and long-term supporter of mine on Patreon and other platforms, and I really appreciate you, Daniela. I know that you are watching. I think you comment almost under every video that I put out. This is the comment from the video in which I was reading you the article from the Israeli Times about the current situation, if this is accurate, in Israel regarding the economy. And Daniela says that 600,000 Israelis have left already, and that was from figures last year. So to be honest with you, I didn't know about it. If last year already 600,000 people left the country, what do you think is the number now? Because I think that's why the focus is heading. The focus is heading towards this direction. That's why they are making those statements. It's just my opinion. Again, I'm not an expert, but I will end this video, guys, here. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit this like if you don't mind. It really helps with the algorithm, and YouTube recommends the videos to other people who maybe are searching for different kind of news. You know, that is really, really helpful, because people are struggling and not everyone knows where to seek the information, and I'm trying to do my best to bring you some, I hope, the most truthful ones, even though we have to question everything. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel. How beautiful the light is, huh? For leaving the comments, for joining me and supporting me on other platforms like Patreon or Locals, for all your donations on PayPal and my fundraiser as well, for buying me a coffee. Love this light. For buying me a coffee and following me on Instagram, and still for buying the book that I collaborated on with Scott Ritter, covering Ukraine, the Scott Ritter interviews through the eyes of Anya Kay. Yes, we will do everything for this book to be translated in many, many other languages. And on that note, tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. New York City time, I think it's 5:30 p.m. Warsaw time, 6:30 p.m. Moscow time. I'm not sure, I have to check. I have live stream with Scott scheduled, so if you have time, please tune in. I will put the link already now in the community page, so you can just click on it. And with this being said, also check out my products. We are the leading edge. They are pretty cool. I just pre-ordered some for me, so you can see it on me how they look in person, on person. And lots of love. And remember, we are the leading edge, and we are saving humanity. Have a beautiful day, everyone, and I see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.